Hey guys, it's Jack again. This video is going to be about battlegrounds. Um, by now, most of you probably know the general idea surrounding them, or Persian positions, I should say. You find them at your oracle. If it opens, you go to positions. It's taking forever. I'm sorry, I have too much running on my computer right now trying to record this. So yeah, this is what your screen probably looks like. You might not have 24 detected, but you should. The way you go about that is just don't do battlegrounds for a couple days, and the list will fill itself up. The reason you do this is because once you are at 24, when the next day rolls around, the in-game day where everything resets and it thinks it's the next day, it won't give you any of those battlegrounds immediately, but anything you would have earned that day, any battlegrounds that would have popped up for you that day, will pop up every time you kill a battleground. So say I were to go kill this level 2. I have 24, and that would put me at 23. I haven't done too many battlegrounds today. Another battleground would pop up for me. And it'll do that 8 to 12 times, I'm not sure. It's several. You'll notice here, with a few exceptions, that the majority of my battlegrounds only have 1 bar of Persian strength. The reason for this is one of the strategies for battlegrounds to increase your big payout, to get a bigger payout, is you don't kill battlegrounds. You simply send units to be slaughtered. You send enough that it'll do some damage, get you some experience, but all of your units will die. I don't suggest doing that with your higher level units. It's something to do with swordsmen and hoplites and like javelineers and stuff like that. Stuff you don't really need anyway. The low level units, it's okay to do that with. Once you do that and have the majority of your battlegrounds, or all of them, work down to 1 bar, you will go to your highest level battlegrounds. It's going to be these. It's going to be this this quest over here. I'll tell you to attack them. And whatever your highest level battleground is, in order for you to move to the next level, you need to kill that one, or one of the two, either offensive or defensive. By taking all of your battlegrounds down to 1 bar, it helps ensure that you get a payout, and a big one typically at that. When you hit your quest battleground, or really any other battleground, your quest battleground is typically just the best, or almost always the best, to attack, because it'll have the highest level units to pay out in, but nothing else really changes. It's just the type of units you get varies based on the level of the position you're attacking. So by doing that, you keep everything at 1 bar, and you just go through the quest and do that. You can do that. I will warn you, it's not magic. It doesn't, make it pay out every time like some people say. Found that out the hard way. It doesn't give you, 100% payout of what you put in. You're always going to lose something. It's Plarium's way to give you XP, make you think you're winning, and then all of a sudden you're out of troops, and Plarium's like, hey, buy some drachmas. It's how they make money. It's a marketing scam. Whatever. Battlegrounds are good experience. Something fun to do if you have some extra units, or if you have a lot of drachmas. Another strategy for battleground that I talked about in the document, if you haven't read it, is called overwhelming. Basically, when you overwhelm a position, you send so much power, so many units, and it's an overwhelming win. You take minimal losses, if any, and that's really, really hard to do. I don't know the exact numbers. I can tell you that a level 10 battleground takes about 120,000 offensive power. Level 10 offensive battleground takes about 120,000 offensive power in order to take it overwhelmingly. In order to find out your offensive power, you just go to send your units somewhere, and you look down here. See, it's your offense and defense. Those are numbers I'm talking about. One strategy, we've been calling it the 1 to 100 overwhelm. Basically what you do is you don't do any battlegrounds, or you do a very small amount of battlegrounds, and build up your force until you have 3.5 million offensive points. Obviously, I only have 616,000, so I have a long way to go until I can even consider doing that. You can do it for defense too. I'm not sure what the exact number is. I think it's closer to 5 million instead of 3.5 million to do it defensively. But basically, at that point, what you do is you start at a level 1 battleground with your 3.5 million offensive points and units, and then you just attack every level, and you go up the thing. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way to 100. You won't be able to do this in one day just because of how many battlegrounds you get in a day. But in theory, what will happen is you're taking minimal losses, if any. So when you do get payouts, those payouts should, in theory, be more than you're actually putting in, because you're kind of breaking the game a little bit. So what that means is you can work your way up through the levels, and by the time you hit the higher levels like 40, 41, 42, all the way up to 100, the really high levels, all the payouts you're getting are just adding on to that overwhelming force you already have and helping you overwhelm the next level. It's really hard to do. It takes a lot of time, a lot of building, a lot of resources, or a lot of money. But it is a strategy that we've seen used in multiple other games, and people have just ridiculous armies of hundreds of thousands of the number one best troop in the game, and they just take over anything they feel like. So if you want to do that, ask me and I'll send you some numbers and tell you the best way to go about it and whatnot, because your food production or your grain production will suffer very much if you try to do that. Another general strategy for offensive battlegrounds, at least, is in order to take an offensive battleground with 50% or less losses, what you need to do is you take the battleground level and you take that to the 3.4th power. So you go to Google. Here, I'll do it. I'll show you how to do it. You go to Google, google.com. I know I type in Google because I'm a loser. So you take, there's a level 38 battleground, I think. Yeah, it was a level 38. So you take 38 and you do a little caret, and then you do 3.4. And then you hit enter. And it calculates it for you. So that is how much offensive power you need to take that level 38 battleground with 50% or less losses. The reason it's not an exact science and not exactly 50% or not exactly 40%, and the reason we can't exactly calculate, it's too hard to calculate, is because each battleground has a different number of units of each type it sends, so it can attack or defend better against certain types. And if you send all of light infantry, you could suffer more losses than if you would have sent all phalanx units, or vice versa. I think that covers everything with battlegrounds. I might have missed something. I'll get back to it later if I did. Like always, if you have any questions, just ask, and have a good day.